this is the second zone of the game, and it's definitely reminiscent of Casino Night. I remember at one point, I think Kembalo, or however the hell you pronounce that, which is the brand manager for Sonic 4. He said at one point, Casino Street is in no way influenced by Casino Night from Sonic 2, and I'm just like, bull crap, if I've ever heard it. Like, dude, this looks like super similar to that, like almost identical rather, and oh man, like dude, you can't just lie out of your butt like that. And even though this is a casino, this is the only time, I believe, where there's going to be a slot machine. And we get the worst thing instantly. Lovely. Alright. But yeah, I do like the amount of alternate paths here, because while this is definitely one of my least favourite 2D Sonic games, it still does a decent enough job in having a good amount of alternate paths and feeling like it has that good old exploration factor that the other 2D games did. So I'd say they did a decent enough job there. And the level design is fine enough. Like, even though it doesn't have the same kind of physics as the old games, it still like has the game designed around these new physics and all that. Whether you like them or not, the game is decently designed around it. At least I'd say so. Alright, let's try this special stage again, shall we? I'm not going to be abusing Super Sonic in this playthrough, but I want to at least unlock him and all that, because you guess it's not the best secret ending in the world, but it's a secret ending nonetheless and all that. So I want to try and get all the emeralds here. So Super Sonic, I probably should save talking about him until we actually get him, but one thing I want to say is that I really don't like about the physics, and I'll agree on with people, is that Sonic stops on a dime. So basically, as soon as you stop moving Sonic to the left or right or just in general, he's gonna instantly stop, and he'll like carry no momentum with him, which really throws you off sometimes, because in the original games, after you stop, Sonic will slowly slow down gradually, basically, and then he'll go to a stop, basically. But in this game, as soon as you let go, you're just gonna stop instantly, and it can really screw you over sometimes, because what is it? When you're in a spin dash form, let me see if I can show this off. Right here. So yeah, like that. You jump, and you instantly just stop awkwardly like that. It can really screw you over when trying to do some neat tricks and avoid trying to get past enemies and stuff, because it just isn't really that intuitive, I'd say. And it's not it doesn't break the game for me or anything like that, but it's definitely something that probably should have been changed. Because this game was delayed when people are saying, oh, it's not, the physics aren't exactly right just yet. And, well, that's true, but I really don't see much of a difference between the beta of this game and the console and the final version, except for two stages that are changed, which is, the first one of those is this stage here, because in the iPhone version and the original, the beta build, I guess you could say, this stage was a slot machine kind of thing, where you basically you're in this like you're in one specific area for the whole stage, and you have to get a specific amount of points, and then you win the level. But in this version, you're playing with cards, so every time you get three of the same type of card, you get some rings or an extra life. And if you get an Eggman, you get basically nothing, and it's basically just a dud. So you don't really want to get those. Alright, so yeah. One thing though is that the cards down below do run out after a while, as you just saw. So you can't just have like what, 2 life cards and then wait 20 seconds and get another one. It's just not gonna work. But I do like that they tried putting in new gimmicks and stuff for these stages, just to make them stand out a bit more from their classic older counterparts, I guess you could say. But they don't really do much, if that makes any sense. Like I don't feel like they do enough to make it feel like an original stage and all that, because they're not bad gimmicks per se, but I don't really feel that they are enough to make this like stand out as its own thing, you know, or make I don't think it's enough to make these stages stand out as like actual original stages, because they aren't. Like, I'm not saying I hate these zones and all that. Like, if I did, I wouldn't like this game. But again, this game's totally fine. Like, it's not the worst thing ever, and it's definitely not one of the worst Sonic games. But it definitely is one of my least favorite 2D Sonics, because it doesn't have as much originality to it as a lot of the other games do. And once you finish playing this game, you kind of just go like, okay, Sonic 4 was a game, I guess. It was decent, but it wasn't really anything special. And that's kind of the vibe I get with this game, really. Like, nothing too stellar, but it does its job, and that's pretty much it, really. But yeah. There's not a lot I can say about these special stages, except for the fact that these bumpers can really just go to hell, because especially in special stage like 5, I think it is, you're gonna hate these things. Or it might be another one. Either way, one of the special stages, or a couple of them, really make you detest these frickin' bumpers. And we got the 4th emerald. I also like how it says acquired instead of just got, because Sonic acquired a Chaos Emerald. That sounds so freaking posh. Like, what did Sega of Europe like write the text for this game or something? But yeah, like I said earlier, this game basically tries using some like gimmicks and stuff to make it feel a little bit different compared to the zone it's trying to be based off of. And here we have some cannons and all that. And one thing that I feel would make this game a lot better is that I would like it for them not to just focus solely on one gimmick per level. Like, I would like them to introduce new gimmicks as you go through the zones and all that, but I'd like them to like implement the old gimmicks and all that with the new ones, so you're not just constantly doing the same thing all the time. Because Splash Hill Act 2, you're constantly going on the vines. Act 3, you're constantly going on zip lines. Act 2 in this, you're constantly going through the cards and all that. And now we aren't using the cannons abusively in this, but it's definitely like the main thing that you do, and it does become pretty, I wouldn't really say obnoxious, but it kind of becomes over the top in certain areas. So I would have preferred if they made it so the game constantly brings new gimmicks to the table and all that, and then the old gimmicks are still there, and they basically all the gimmicks complement each other to make something really special and all that. So yeah, I would just prefer in the long run if they made more use out of all these gimmicks, because having them all designated to just one specific level each kind of just ruins the whole point of them. Well, not really the whole point of them, but it kind of like ruins some of it for me, because we aren't gonna really see any of these cannons again past this level. So I don't know, it would just make more sense to me that if they tried using all the gimmicks you've seen up to this point, as well as the cannons and all that. Because I just feel that it would make the level design that much more interesting and fun to go through. Because as it stands, Sonic 4's level design is just kind of okay. Like, it's not terrible, but it definitely leaves a lot to be desired, because there's definitely not as much going on in here as the classics did, because the classics constantly introduced you to new level design ideas and stuff like that. And the classics didn't really focus on one specific gimmick constantly. It basically all the stages basically felt similar, but the game basically, or the games, I should say, I'm talking like all the classic games, all basically build up from the start to the end. So you constantly keep learning new things, as well as seeing like the old stuff from like Emerald Hill and all that, just being a lot more difficult to go through and all that. Okay, so let's get in here, because we don't want to lose the special stage. Or not get inside. Like, I probably shouldn't say that. But okay, this stage actually gave me a lot of trouble as a well, I shouldn't really well, I guess as a kid, because it's been 6 years since this game came out. So what is it? This stage, basically what you want to do is do some free falling here and grab some extra time and some rings and get back there. Because this special stage is actually really strict with the amount of time you have. So yeah, you have to be really speedy here, and make sure you get enough rings as well, because the last barrier, you need a pretty decent amount of rings, and you can get trapped like so, like just like that. So yeah. Ugh. I'm not doing too bad though. I'm actually doing pretty well. But yeah, that's something I haven't actually mentioned yet. The special stages have these like barriers to them, and you have to get enough rings to open them. Like, besides like moving Sonic differently in this, there isn't too much different from this version and the original Sonic 1 special stage. But the ring barriers change up the levels a little bit. Like, it's not like it's not crazy imaginative or anything like that, but it changes how you proceed through the level a little bit, because in the Sonic 1 special stages, most of the time you didn't really care about the rings too much, because you just wanted to get the Chaos Emerald, because sometimes if you do try and go for rings and stuff, it could just screw you over if you're not careful. So it is more often than not, it's the better option just to avoid rings and well, not actively avoid rings, but just focus on getting the emerald and all that. So yeah, this is the Casino Night boss. Or Casino Street boss. I completely mistook it. Well, I always mix up this zone with Casino Night for obvious reasons, so... Okay, so... One thing I want to say is that I like how this is meant to be, like... Eggman's meant to be making stronger versions of older machines. Yet, that was, like, ridiculously easy compared to the original fight in Casino Night. So I don't really get what's going on there.